and we do
Wait,
it
I'm
to
confused.
take care of you all.
Why is it putting your family jewels on? I'm confused by that.
What I
Because
mean
we don't
is,
sleep around a
in,
lot.
in order for a man to live, he has to go out and take on the world. You have to make a living. A man has to work to eat. That's even in the
So
Bible.
what does
If a
that
man
have?
don't work, a man don't eat. Say again.
I thought you were
Say again,
saying something
Carmen.
about your family jewels, like as a man, your man parts. Is that what you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
saying, or I
because
missed that?
life is dangerous for a man. That's the point. Y'all live life on easy mode. There's dangers in this world that men have to go out here and face every single day that y'all are completely oblivious to. Construction workers, miners, brick masons, climbing scaffolding, climbing on excavators, being in holes, pipe layers. Just life in itself is dangerous as being a man. It's very, very dangerous. Life is dangerous. There's a danger to being a man that y'all never even experience. We're putting our lives and our health in danger.
Do you think you can relate to
That's my
the
point.
danger of the vulnerability of being a woman?
Let me explain it to you. This is what I was explaining, Carmen. Let me explain it again. The danger that y'all face is nothing compared to the danger we face, because the dangers we face can end our lives. We have to go do it. That's the point. Y'all don't have
You,
any dangers that y'all face. Any dangers that y'all face by choice. You can avoid the dangers. Y'all don't have to do it. We have to do it in order to be a man. You have to do it. You have to work to eat. Y'all don't have
do
to
you,
put yourselves at danger. Y'all could just go get y'all a nice strong man and live a life of a housewife.
do
Man
you think
can't do
that
that.
men or women are more capable of protecting themselves from danger?
I mean, we're more capable of protecting you than you're capable of protecting yourself.
Right. So men are more capable
Literally.
of protecting themselves than women.
No. Men are more capable of protecting you, women, than you are of protecting yourselves. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I say we love you more than you're capable of loving yourselves, because we will put our lives in jeopardy to protect yours. And we will do things that you're not capable of doing to protect you. That's loving you more than you're capable of loving yourself. And that's a fact. History has said it. History has proven it time and time again. History has proven firefighters
like you're looking for a caveat.
saving women and children.
You was talking to the women. Can we respond? Or can I respond?
I mean, I wasn't necessarily talking to the women. I was just portraying a message. But yeah, please, by all means, respond.
I agree with you for a lot of things that you said. At first, it sounds very you came off a little bit like, it's true. It is HEAUXFLATION. You're right. Men are doing the dangerous jobs. All of that is right. But and all the shows are wrong. We actually agree. The good women agree. I mean, we are out here. We are trying. But we just need a little bit of love in the voice. Like women, like the way a lot of the men talk is like we always y'all give men the benefit of the doubt a lot, but not the women. Some of us are trying to be better women and to be a voice of reason for the women that are not. So it's kind of like you're preaching to the choir here. We do know there's bad women out there. We don't even want to be their friends. So we just want the love.
And
Like,
I'm gonna tell you.
I just want to feel that love that you have for women. Like you say you love us, but you're not saying anything good about us. So it's kind of hard to hear. So I'm just saying, like, you don't have to watch how you say, but
you ain't. No, you don't, Lord. Geotron, right? Geotron.
I just want to hear his response.
It's pronounced Jetrone.
Do you agree with me?
It's pronounced Jetrone.
You ain't gotta change your pitch, your tone, none of that. Stand on that shit, bro.
Keep everything the same.
No, well, I can't respond.
Language.
I can't respond with something very healthful. I can't respond with something very healthful because she touched bases on it. She said the good women, and that's where I'm about to take it. So I remember over the years hearing phrases like "Where all the good men at? Where all the good men at? Where all the good men at?" They're in plain sight. They're walking around up and down the streets all day, every day. Here's the thing, and this is the part that pains me, and this is the part that might pain you, ladies, because it's just a fact. There's not enough good women for the good men. The good men outnumber the good women by a long shot. It's not even close. It's not even close. It's like hyenas trying to mate with lions. That's what it is. Hyenas way outnumber lions. That's what we got here.
I don't disagree.
That's
I don't
the
know.
bottom line.
In my opinion, it just seems like a really centered opinion.
No,
Because
well, here's the
I
fact.
think
Here's
it's
a
a bit more
fact. That's not my
thoughtful.
opinion. Here's a fact. That's not my opinion, ladies. And I'm not trying to come down on the ladies, but I'm only a man, so I can only speak from a man's perspective.
So,
I'm only a man. So here, let me give you a fact. Let me give you a fact. I was on Chaotic show the other day, right? This lady said to me, because I was describing her misdeeds and misbehaviors in her masculine tone. Every time she was the only lady on the panel. Every time a man said something, she not only responded with something completely wrong, but she responded with a nasty attitude and tried to base on guys and scream and overtalk them. And I called out the fact that not only did you respond every time a man said something or gave you a critique, you responded with masculine energy. You can't hide that masculine. The fact that you're trying to get the last word every time, the fact that you're trying to overtalk somebody every time. And the point that I'm making is this. When I was describing my thing, she said, I got mommy issues. And I'm like, no, mommy issues. I love my mother. I got a fantastic relationship with my parents, both mother and father. Then she tried to say, I hate black women. I don't hate no women. I love women, period. I love women. We're talking about hate black women. But and the point that I kept trying to make was it wasn't black women. It has nothing to do with how you look as far as your complexion or your nationality. It has something to do with things you can control. And that's the thing that I'm pointing out. People have conflated the things that they can control with the group. And what I mean by that is, let's just say black women, because I'm a black guy. Black women will conflate me having disdain for them being overweight, having 4 inches of natural hair, but having 4 feet of fake hair in their head. They will conflate having a bunch of illusion. They'll be dark skinned with a bunch of illusion paint on, and they'll look lighter than me. They'll have raptor claw fingernails where you can see that they obviously cannot wipe their behind the right way when they use the bathroom. You can see umbrella eyebrows, eyelashes, and crap. And like, we tell y'all over and over and over and time again, we don't like that. We don't want it. Nobody likes it. And what will they do? Constantly keep wearing it. Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me? And I got something to answer to that question. Father Time and Mother Nature are gonna check you. But at any rate, my point that I'm making is it's not an opinion. It's a fact. There's more good men out here than there is good women. There's not enough good women for the good men. Every woman thinks she's a good woman. And the way that she tries to prove she's a good woman, she'll sign language you to death. She'll try to make you feel ashamed. You hate your mama. You got a fight mommy issue. She'll insult you. You ain't this, you ain't that. She'll try to make you feel guilty. Well, you just hate black women. And then she just keep combating you, matching your energy. I'm a man. You can't match my energy. You trying to be masculine and you still being overpowered. Sign language, same insults, guilt, and the need to be right. And the point that I'm making about all that is this. That is the norm. So when that's the norm, the abnormal, the lionesses are outnumbered by the hyenas. And that's the status quo. That's the norm. The average body, and they say the weight thing, that's genetic. We genetically this, we genetically that. And I'm like, well, how's that the case when black men aren't overweight? And we got the same genetics as Africa. Why ain't the black men overweight? It's only the women. Why ain't the Africans overweight over in Africa? It's not genetic. It's y'all's behavior. You can control every morsel of food you put in your mouth. You can control going to the gym. You can control that. You choose not to. You can control eating midnight snacks, laying down, trauma bonding, talking trash about men on the phone. You can control all of that. So it's not something that's out of your control. The things that men complain about can be controlled. So it's not just a bias. It's not just an opinion. Those are commonplace phrases and quotes. And the average weight of the average black woman in America is 187 pounds. That's not my opinion. That's a fact.
So I think for me, it was some of the stats that you were, can you run those by me again? The stats about men who don't have children out of a wedlock.
Oh yeah, 54% of men are single and childless. 61% are in the middle class.
And is that a certain age group? Because it sounds like you're quoting. Right. No. Because it sounds like you are quoting a certain age group. So, because and I'm gonna put it in the back chat, and this is a census 2023, and it pretty much tells you how many kids, the percentage, when do by each race men become fathers. And I will agree that it's at a higher number, but the percentage is off, so to speak. And so when you're talking about 20-something-year-olds, absolutely, I think that women have kids, Black women have kids at a greater rate in their 20s. But when you start getting into the 30s and on up, then those numbers increase for men, for Black men. And that's not necessarily with marriage. It was something else that you quoted. What was another stat? What was this? I can't remember. And I think
overweight thing.
For sure. I think that there are things that women like, and I would agree. I've heard that argument, men don't like women who wear weaves. Women don't like men who sag, but men sag. There are a couple of things that we both need to, and I'm not saying, I think that we know, we just like Ruth said, we see the things and we can agree with you, but we have to also, nobody's perfect in this situation. I think women have a lot of work to do, and there's some men who have a lot of work to do. We do need to have better communication with each other and try to do right by each other so that we can work this thing out, right? And we have to have effective communication with each other to make sure we understand each other. And I think that that's the very first thing that we must do, because when you start throwing things like I'm Almighty God, the best thing on earth, and you have all this work to do, you're losing the other person. When that person,
see what you did was you just put both of us on an equal playing field when he had literally lined out all of the issues that y'all have, and then for you to return it and say we all have a lot of issues,
we do,
unfair and disingenuous to a statement, would be better for you to address the issues or display the issues factually like he did, in order for it to be a fair argument.
So ask your question, Bruiser. Do men sag?
Yes, but well, show me the facts about the men sagging. You just gave me the facts.
So the same thing is, it's the same anecdotal that women have extensions in their hair. It's just you're going by observation.
No, well, he didn't go by observation.
I'll help you out with that, Shan. I'll help you out with that, Shan. I'll help you out with that. So here's the issue. From men's perspective, and look at the gentleman on the panel right now.
Sure.
None of us sag. Okay? None of us sag. These men, Lapeef don't sag. Trev don't sag. Marcus don't sag. D don't sag. I don't sag. I'm a Chad. I wear sweatsuits all the time, or gym clothes. Or suits. I don't sag. That's number one. When I say I'm a Chad, that means I wear sweatsuits a lot.
Sure.
Anyway, I don't sag. And amongst men, in an inner circle of men, this is something outside of the scope of women, outside of their awareness. When we're amongst ourselves, it's either you're gonna pull your pants up or you're not no man. Amongst men, we don't even let you call yourself a man when you're amongst us with your pants hanging down and your ass hanging out. You're not a man. Men don't sag, boys sag. So there's the end all be all to that. And when you see dudes out there sagging, you know you're looking at a boy. You know that amongst his peers, the reputable men of the community, the reputable men of this society, we look at him like he's a boy. He's not our equal. So that's one factor. I'll give you another factor. Those funny haircuts and silly looking clothes and stuff like that dudes be wearing and all that, costume jewelry and dressing up like circus clowns and circus performers. When you see guys like that amongst us, amongst the men, the real men, when we look at those dudes, we look at them as punks, sissies, and weirdos. We call them clowns. We joke on them straight to their face. We don't do it in front of women. This is stuff that women don't even get to see and hear and know nothing about. But amongst men, we don't do that. Like, we don't accept dudes like that. When you see dudes walking around with these funny haircuts, looking like sissies and punks, even if they portray themselves as straight, we call them punks and sissies and clowns. They don't get respect amongst us. So when you see it out in public, you know amongst his peers, that's not amongst men. You just by seeing it, you know that, okay, that's not a man. To other men, we don't look at him as a man. We look at him as a boy. And chances are he probably is just a boy in his early
women are
to mid 20s or
women
younger.
That's what women do. They fuck them. You have babies with them.
Well, so
Yeah,
I mean,
and here's the thing.